What's up, everybody? How is everyone doing tonight? All right, we are so glad that you are here with us again tonight. We appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us here tonight. Listen, we are on episode number 10. Yes, we're on episode number 10 of our He Cares Health Talk podcast. As you all know, that for the remainder of the month of July, we will be coming on live every night between the hours of 8 and 8:30 p.m. We will be bringing you different topics each night. And thus far, we have had a banana fabulous uh, discussions with our previous posts, and we look for nothing more than that same thing on tonight. Listen, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. So glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to join us here on tonight. We're super excited to have you here, and we want to say thank you because without you, we would not have the success that we're having. All right. So as you can see, that is displayed on the screen. Our topic for tonight is let's talk diabetes. We're going to talk about prevention starts now. So yeah, let's talk diabetes. Prevention starts now. So we're looking forward to a wonderful discussion on tonight. And I am super, super, super excited to have you here with us on tonight. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us here on tonight. So let's get ready to start our tonight discussion. Again, thank you. Thank you so very much for taking your time out to join us here on tonight. Like I said, we're super excited to have you here. Uh, like I say, without you, there would be no us. And I appreciate you to the highest. Now, listen, I want to encourage you. If you have not gone to our Facebook Health Talk page, please go over there and make sure you take the little, I think it's 5 question poll that we have to let us know how these podcasts are benefiting you, if they are benefiting you, if they're not benefiting you. Would you like for us to continue them next month? And leave us any other issues, concerns, or comment you may have. We really appreciate it. Dr. Willis and I appreciate it because it helps us to make sure we're delivering to you the information that is both beneficial to you and the information that um, you like. So, if you will, take just a brief moment of your time to head over to our Health Talk Facebook page and please complete the little survey, little poll that we have. And we greatly appreciate that so very much. All right. All right. So, again, we appreciate you for being here with us tonight, taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us. Last night we was had a pretty good discussion, and tonight we're going to look forward to even a greater discussion. All right, so let's get this ball rolling. All right, so as always, we're going to begin with our Did You Know fact of the day. So here it is. Did you know that more than 1 in 2 African American women over the age 20 have either diabetes or prediabetes? And many don't even know that they have it. By the time symptoms show up, damage may already be happening. So, let's talk prevention, not panic. Welcome back to He Cares Health Talk podcast, where knowledge becomes healing and prevention becomes power. I am your host, Dr. Ferris Corbett, certified life and wellness coach and founder and CEO of He Cares Training and Education Center, LLC, along with Dr. Willis, our executive vice president, and the co founder of He Cares Training and Education Center, LLC. Tonight, we're addressing something too many of us has accepted as normal, and that is diabetes. But it's not just about sugar. It's about lifestyle, awareness, and making intentional choices. Let's talk about how you can prevent what your family may have normalized. All right? So, what really is diabetes? What is it? I know some of us have heard the term sugar. So, what is sugar? Or what is diabetes? The first thing we want to talk about prediabetes. Now, prediabetes. Prediabetes is a health condition where blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not enough to be diagnosed as type 2 diabetes. And we're going to talk about that a little later here in a few minutes. It is a warning sign that your body is starting to struggle with regulating glucose or blood sugar. Think of prediabetes as a red light. When the light turns yellow, that is your warning sign to let you know that, hey, the light is getting ready to the light is getting ready to change. Clear the intersection. Okay? So think of prediabetes as that yellow light on the red light, giving you that warning that the light is getting ready to change. Okay? Now, let's look at some key points of prediabetes. Uh, the key point number one is that the fasting blood sugar is 100 to 125 decimeter of milligrams. Fasting blood sugar is anywhere between 100 and 125 milligram. Your hemoglobin A1C, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Your hemoglobin A1C is 5.7% to 6.4%. And some of the risk factors associated with prediabetes, it means you're at a high risk for developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke if you don't make any lifestyle changes. Okay? So why does this matter? Why does being concerned about prediabetes, why does that matter to me? Well, I am glad you asked, because one thing we need to understand, and that is that prediabetes doesn't always cause symptoms. So many people don't know they have it. But the good news, it's reversible. With healthy lifestyle changes like better nutrition, more movement, and weight management, all these play into helping to reverse that prediabetes. All right. So now let's move on and understand there are two types of diabetes. You have your type 1 diabetes, which is an autoimmune condition, and you have your type 2 diabetes, which is an insulin production uh, issue. So let's get ready to talk about them. All right. So type 1 diabetes, what is it? It is an autoimmune condition where the body's immune system attacks and destroys insulin production beta cells in your pancreas. What about insulin production? There is almost zero, zilch, nada insulin production. So your pancreas is not, those beta cell is not producing insulin. Okay, so people with type 1 diabetes require daily insulin injection, or they are on an insulin pump. Okay, this is type 1 diabetes. So remember, in type 1 diabetes, it's an autoimmune condition where there is zero production of insulin in the body. So the individual that has type 1 diabetes is insulin dependent. They need insulin every day of their life because the body does not produce it. Okay? The onset is that it usually develop in childhood or adolescent, but it can occur in adults. So, type 1 is an autoimmune issue, and it typically occurs in childhood or adolescent, but it can occur in adults. Okay? Now, let's look at some of the causes. The exact cause of type 1 diabetes isn't fully understood, but it involves genetic predisposition and autoimmune triggers, such as viruses or environmental factors. It's not caused by diet or lifestyle. Those are the two key factors that we want you to take away from this concerning type 1 diabetes. And that is that it does not produce, the body does not produce insulin, okay? And it is not caused by diet or lifestyle, okay? Those are two key factors that is very important to understand about type 1 diabetes. And also that it occurs in childhood and adolescence, but it can occur in adults as well. That is type 1 diabetes. Now, let's talk about type 2 diabetes. All right? So, what is it? Type 2 diabetes is a metabolic disorder. Now, remember, type 1 is an autoimmune condition. Type 2 is a metabolic disorder where the body becomes insulin resistant, meaning that your cells don't respond well to insulin. Now, remember, in type 1, there is no insulin production done at all by the pancreas. Okay? But in type 2, the body becomes insulin resistant, meaning that those cells, they are not responding to the insulin that your body is producing. And over time, the pancreas can't produce enough insulin to keep blood sugars normal. All right? Now let's talk about insulin production with type 2 diabetes. There is insulin production with type 2 diabetes. Remember, type 1, there is no insulin production. The pancreas is not producing any insulin at all. So the individuals with type 1 are insulin dependent daily. Every day they need insulin. Type 2 diabetes, there is some insulin production, but it's not enough, or it is ineffective due to resistance. Okay? Now, the onset, most common in adults over 40 years old, but it is increasingly being seen in teens and children due to lifestyle factors. Remember, we said in type 1, it is not caused by lifestyle or diet. Okay? So, what are some of the common the causes of type 2 diabetes? It is linked to things such as obesity, poor diet, lack of exercise, family history, and other lifestyle factors. Now, Genetics also play a role, but behavior choices heavily influence the risk of type 2 diabetes. All right? When we eat, our body turns food into sugar or glucose. And the insulin that our body produces, it helps us, or it helps use the insulin that is produced, it helps use uh, for energy. It's used for energy. Now, in diabetics, in individual that has diabetes, that production, that process, it breaks down. So let's say it again. When we eat food, our body takes that food, turns it into sugar or glucose, and that our body manufactures, it helps use that glucose for energy. But when we have diabetes, or the person that has diabetes or is a diabetic, breaks down. And so what happens over time, high blood sugar or high glucose level, they begin to damage organs in the body. They begin to damage the nervous system. They begin to damage your eyes, your kidneys, and your heart. So this is why individuals that have diabetes start having organ failures. They wind up on dialysis sometimes. They have what's called diabetic neuropathy. That's the nerve damage, damage done to the nerves. So they begin to develop what's called diabetic neuropathy, and they begin to have issues with their heart. So some of the signs and symptoms that you should not ignore, and that is every time you turn around, you're having to go to the restroom frequently and often. That's a sign you may not want to ignore. Also, if you have a constant thirst, you just can't seem to get enough to drink. You're just constantly thirsty. Or if you start having blurred vision. Now, I know some of these symptoms and signs are associated with other condition as well, but in this instance, being that we're talking about diabetes tonight, these are some of the signs that you may need to pay attention more closely to. Also, if you start getting things like numbness or tingling in your hands or feet, remember we talked about earlier that diabetes causes nerve damage, and we talked about the diabetic neuropathy, and this is what we're getting to in this situation. Unexpected weight loss. If you start all of a sudden unexpectedly losing weight, or if you're really fatigued after you eat, you just drained and fatigued after you eat something. Now, too many people think I just need to drink more water or I'm just tired from work. But these are red flags that, and they're not random symptoms. So there's something that we really need to pay close attention to. Okay. Now, why it's a silent epidemic in our communities? Poor access to fresh food, high rate of stress, which causes a spike in high blood sugar. When you're stressful, your blood sugar level goes up. Sedentary jobs or lifestyles. We're sitting at the computer all day or sitting and playing gaming all day. So sedentary lifestyles and sedentary jobs. Misinformation about what's healthy. We talked about that last night, about the juice and the soda. We talked about those things last night. Distrust in medical providers or skip screening. Diabetes doesn't start with a diagnosis. It starts with a lifestyle that's been unchecked for too long. So, what are some preventions or preventative measures that we can do? Prevention starts with small shifts. Cut back on sugary drink. Switch to infused water or unsweetened tea. Add more fiber into your diet. Things such as greens, beans, whole grains. Uh, and these things help slow sugar absorption. Move your body. Walk after meals help regulate blood sugar. Check your blood sugar if you are at risk, especially with a family history. Replace processed snacks with fruits, nuts, boiled eggs, or hummus. John 10 and 10 say the thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come that you might have life and have it abundant. Diabetes has stolen enough. It's time to take your abundant life back, one choice at a time. All right? So let's do a quick recap. Number one, diabetes is preventable, especially type 2 diabetes. Remember, type 1 diabetes has nothing to do with lifestyle or food choices. It's an autoimmune condition where the body just simply does not produce insulin. Okay? But type 2 diabetes, your body does produce some insulin, but it's either inadequate or it is ineffective due to resistance. But it is also greatly influenced by things such as lifestyle and dietary choices. So that's why we say diabetes is preventable, especially type 2 diabetes. All signs for diabetes are subtle, but they're serious. And those signs we talked about was that frequent urination, frequently having to go to the bathroom to urinate. You're constantly and always thirsty. You just cannot seem to get that thirst quench. You're having issues with blurred vision, or you experience numbness and tingling to your hand. These are little warning signs. They're red flags that needs to have attention given unto them, especially. I can't stress that enough, especially if you have a family history of diabetes. Grandmother, either your grandparents, your parents, even any siblings in your family that's had diabetes. So if you're experiencing some of those warning signs we talked about, have that conversation with your healthcare provider, okay? And lastly, prevention is possible with small, subtle choices that honor your body. As we say, making those lifestyle changes, all right? And making those healthier food choices, okay? So here at He Cares Education and Training Center, LLC, we're not waiting for diagnoses. We're creating a culture of prevention. Dr. Willis and I are strong advocate for prevention. So book us for your next church, your next school, or your next workplace event at He Cares Training and Education Center.org. We are strong health advocate for prevention. And if you would like for us to come to your church, if you would like for us to come to a school event or come to a health fair or job fair, we'll be more than willing to come. And to get in touch with us, we have put our website address on the screen so that you can go to our website and you can book us or have so we can have that conversation. Or you can give us a call, and that number to call us is 803 216 5185. That phone number again is 803 216 5185. Or, and we encourage you to go to our website, because on the website we do have a space there where you can book um, a discovery call using our calendar. So yeah, shoot on over there to our web page. There it is on the screen. Let's have that conversation. Again, like we say, Dr. Willis and I, our goal is for prevention. Okay? Now, family, don't wait for a diagnosis to start living like life matters. Don't wait to get that diagnosis. Your bloodline may carry the risk, but you carry the authority. I'm going to say that again. Don't wait till you get that diagnosis to begin to realize or start living like your life matter. It does now. Your bloodline may carry the risk, but you carry the authority to change it. Prevention isn't perfection, it's protection. Okay? Prevention isn't perfection, it is protection. All right? So, if you have not followed us on our Facebook page, we're encouraging you to head over there after this podcast and follow us on our Facebook Health Talk page. Also, if you're not subscribe to our YouTube Health channel, please head over to our YouTube Health Talk channel and go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you also hit that bell so that you can get notification each time we do an update or if we come on live or we upload new content. All right. And also, do us a huge favor, please. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like and a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm and it helps us greatly because we know then how we're going to come forth and present new material unto you. Okay? So again, and also don't forget to share. Share, and share alike. Share it with a loved one, share it with your friend, share it with your family, share it with a coworker, share it with somebody you know that may have recently been diagnosed with diabetes. Share it with someone that may have been told they are pre-diabetic. This information is for them. This information is for you. This information is for your family, especially if you have a family history of diabetes. All right? Make sure you join us here on He Cares Health Talk podcast tomorrow night. The Lord's will between the hours of 8 and 8:30 p.m. for episode number 11. And we're going to be unpacking generational illness in our bloodline. You really don't want to miss this one, I promise you. I say that about every one of them, but it's true. You don't want to miss it. And if you're not able to catch us on the live, please make sure you catch us on the replay and let us know that you're watching us on the replay. And I appreciate it to the highest. And Dr. Willis also appreciate it. Okay? All right. So again, join us here. He Cares Health Talk podcast. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about generational illness in the bloodline. I promise you, you don't want to miss this one. Okay? So tell somebody. Share this. Share it. Give that thumbs up. Do all of that. Tomorrow night is an episode that I encourage you. Do me a favor. Gather your family tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Gather them together so that you all can watch this podcast tomorrow night as a family. And if you have families that are out of town, get a hold of them and let them know about tomorrow's night podcast so that you all as a family can sit down and review this podcast and at that very moment have a discussion while the podcast is being broadcast live because it is a very important topic about unpacking generational illness because a lot of us don't even know some of the illness that is in our generation or in our family. So gather your family, tell them about this podcast tomorrow, and you all join us, encourage them as I am encouraging you. All right. Share the wealth. Share the information. Remember, knowledge is power. And here at He Cares Training and Education Center LLC, we believe firmly your health matters. And we're here as advocate for your health and your well-being. We're providing you the tools necessarily to help you make informed decision regarding your health and your well-being. All right. Until then, tomorrow night at 8, between 8 and 8:30 p.m., choose wisely, move intentionally, and know that what you do today can free your children tomorrow. That's why you don't want to miss this episode on tomorrow night. All right. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you. All right. And until tomorrow night, God bless you. Take care and stay healthy.